The departure of Saint Pisentius, Bishop of Qift. On this day, the Holy Father, Abba Pisentius, Bishop of Qift, departed. This saint became a monk in his early years, devoted himself to the ascetic life, and learned the church books. He never looked upon the face of a woman. Once a woman who had a serious sickness waited until he came out of the church and drew near him to kiss his hand, for her belief was that she would be healed. But when he saw that she was getting close to him, he walked faster. Since she was unable to catch him, she took a handful of the dust upon which his feet had trodden and placed it on the site of the pain, and she was healed. When he was ordained a bishop, he used to see the angels fluttering their wings around the altar while he was celebrating the divine liturgy. He was eloquent in his sermons. No one became weary of listening to his teachings. That was in the early days of the Arab conquest of Egypt. Some of his enemies laid an accusation against him before the Muslim ruler. He brought him and asked him to leave his faith, but he refused, and proudly declared his faith in the Lord Christ. The ruler became enraged, tortured him, and finally cut off his head, and he received the crown of martyrdom. When the Lord informed him that his departure drew near, he gathered his people, taught them, and strengthened them in the faith. Then he departed in peace. God manifested many miracles from his body. His disciple took a piece of his shroud which healed many of the sick. May his prayers be with us. Amen. The Martyrdom of Saint Apamon of Toukh. On this day also Saint Apamon was martyred. He was from the city of Toukh, the diocese of Banha. The angel Michael appeared to him and commanded him to go to Ancina and confess Christ. He went and confessed the Lord Christ before Qift, the governor. He tortured him much with the press, the wheel, red-hot iron bed, and by whipping him with whips. Then he cast him in a hot water cauldron. In all that, the Lord strengthened and raised him up sound. He was worthy for the Lord Christ to appear to him, and promised him the kingdom of heaven. This saint performed many signs and miracles. When they cut off his head, he received the crown of martyrdom. Saint Julius el-Akfahasi was present, took his body, shrouded it with costly shrouds, and sent his body with 2 of his men to his hometown. May his prayers be with us. Amen. The martyrdom of Saint Abba Shenoute during the early Arab rule. This day also marks the martyrdom of Saint Shenoute. He was a righteous man, keeping the Christian commandments. May his prayers be with us, and glory be to God forever. Amen.